Hello. Today is May 3rd, 2024, and today I want to talk about Oscar and perspective. No, it's not Oscar from The Office or Oscars, the Academy Awards, but it is Oscar, the soccer player. Or at least the one I'm thinking of. I'm sure that there's a few. But Oscar, the soccer player, was a budding young Brazilian star playing... from when I knew him, playing for England team and Chelsea, an English team. Chelsea, an English team. But he was a great player, a midfielder who was more or less becoming a star across Europe and in the game of soccer. I know that you might not be into the sport, but why is Oscar important? Well, and keep in mind this was also like 8 to 10 years ago. Oscar is important because he kind of started this wave of players, a very brief wave of players going to join the Chinese Super League for massive pay packets. And everyone at the time was shocked. It was one thing for players to go to non-conventional leagues, let's say, towards the end of their career to make their last check. But Oscar was different because he was younger. I think he moved when he was 24 or 25, which that's young just generally speaking, but for athletes, you're about to start reaching your prime. Your peak years are like 27 to 29. That's changed a little bit today, but that's neither here or there. And so he caused quite a stir. And lots of people were, even shit-talking him as a way to, say he's a sellout and all of that. And so why am I bringing him up? Well, yesterday my friend sent me a clip of, a goal that he scored, and it was, a goal like you'd score in a video game. It's just a long shot screamer. And I was reading the comments, and people are like, what could have been, yada yada. But then one comment I saw was talking about how Oscar has, sort of explained in interviews that, and he went to the club in Shanghai. So he explained in interviews how, as a Brazilian player, you come from nothing most of the time. And so an opportunity to secure generational wealth arises. And, more than even what he was making at Chelsea, to the point where I think he makes, 15 million a year. I could be wrong about that, but it is, it's good money. And, he had to take it for his family, and he's a family man. He just wants to provide for his family, and, joining the Chinese Super League was the way of doing that. And also, I think what you have to keep in mind here is that Oscar, a player who was towards the cream of the crop in Europe, going to play in a league like Chelsea or like China, means that he's gonna be one of the best players in that league for as long as he keeps himself in shape. And so he's gonna be able to, retain the money time and time again, and he has done so for 8 years since moving to the Chinese Super League. And I thought that was just pretty fascinating, how Oscar is this family man who wanted to secure his family's future and his future, and how he chose to live in Shanghai as it's a good place he feels to raise his family. And so thinking back to when he moved to the Chinese Super League, and like I mentioned, he was getting ridiculed, and I don't know, I think this just serves as a way to discredit narratives and really remember and try not to fall into them, because I, for one, did not know about Oscar's concern for his family and just his life's principles, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, I think that's just a valuable lesson. I don't know. I'd be interested to know what you think. Are there ethics about going to play and make millions in China? Sure. But from a guy that comes from the slums of Brazil, this is why some people think there are no such thing as ethics. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's really what I wanted to discuss, and how perspective changes as you get more information, and it's just very, very important to keep that in mind. And I think that's a good little Friday message. Today is Friday, and we're ending our weeks, some of us at least, and yeah, I wanted to discuss that. In terms of my day, pretty typical for a school day. All I've done so far is go to school. I just got done an exam, and my last class of the day is not happening, so I get to go home early now and work out, and then I'm going to see my girlfriend later, which I'm excited about because we haven't done anything like this whole week. I've just been super busy, and so has she, so that's nice. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Is there a lot more I want to say? I was at first going to talk about skepticism, but I'm going to save that for another day. Yeah, my mom got married yesterday, which I think I talked about yesterday, so that's also pretty cool. Life is just... When I posted the defense of existentialism video, I've been trying to remain in that mindset, so like, I'm not super introspective at the moment, and I'm sort of just, you know, laughing in the face of the absurd world, which I like to say that. I'm out here trying my best. But yeah, peace and love.